Hi everyone, welcome to Cyber Monday. Today we have a special guestless episode, and it's just going to be Dominic and I basically doing a mini episode or a year in review. So there's been so many awesome guests throughout this year. I just want to highlight a few. And
it's been just a great run, and I think this is this is sort of our Christmas episode,
yes.
where I think it's been really cool. Some of the guests we've had, and some of my personal favorites, Kimberly St. Pierre, Teresa Azari, and Justin Malcheski, three real great stalwarts in the cybersecurity community here in Greater Vancouver, each providing, I think, very different views, but very interesting to hear them talk about cybersecurity, how it needs to progress within the small and mid-sized business community. I think it was just a wealth of knowledge, all three of them, and on my Christmas break, I'm probably going to rewatch a bunch of episodes because they were just so great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. For me, I mean, we had so many topics that were covered right out of the gate. We had Cindy Oxenberry with privacy, and I think that was just such a good tone setter to get the podcast started off right. Yeah. Also, Ruth Promislow talking about things from a legal perspective. That was just really eye-opening for me, and so great to see what's happening in the real world and in the courtroom. Yeah. Very, very entertaining stuff for me. Yeah. And then there were some themes that emerged, some common themes from HR, from legal, from privacy, from vendors' perspective, from other industry cybersecurity professionals. Yeah. One of the themes to me was small and medium-sized businesses are getting attacked. Yes. It's not just the big companies. So there's, that myth is that we haven't been attacked so far, so we're probably okay. That was a big thing.
Absolutely. I think another common theme, I think that was shown in sort of the breadth of the different guests that we've had on this show just so far, was just how cybersecurity intersects with so many business facets. Even some of the non-secure people we've had on the show, like Hussein Halak, just what he was talking about, again, and how security overlays with some of the pieces he was talking about. It's so interesting that cybersecurity, cyber risk, how that is a core business function, just like finance, marketing, what have you. It is a critical business function. I think that's been a very interesting theme that's emerged, at least in my eyes, since we started the podcast.
Yeah, it was really fun to have Hussein in here, a non-cybersecurity subject matter. He was talking about blockchain and startups and business ecosystems. I really want to continue to splice in some of those types of guests in to make things exciting.
Absolutely. The last guest that comes to mind, and again, I like to say that all the guests we've had so far have just been fantastic, all of them coming from different, all shapes and sizes and different sectors, different organizations. The last one I wanted to touch on was Helen Cosgrave from M&P, and again, what really stood out for me was how cyber risk is part of broader enterprise risk. And as so many of our guests have said, cybersecurity is not an IT problem, right? Cybersecurity it's a business function. It's a business problem that needs to be solved as any other business problem. It's not just IT deals with it. And Alan laid out just very much how that fits under the larger enterprise risk management umbrella.
And it's so much more effective with an Irish accent.
Well, luck of the Irish.
It gives it that fresh sound.
Absolutely.
And another important theme was the way to do reasonable security is to start by assessing your risks. Yeah. I ask that question often to many of our guests. How does an organization get started? What's the first step? Yeah. All the arrows seem to point to not insure your risk first, or not just have a firewall and antivirus, but assess your risk and then make a plan and then implement the plan and then mature.
Absolutely. I think
that's the order.
The other piece too, I think the word that stood out from that theme is culture. Right? You have to have that buy-in from the top. If there isn't that culture from the executives, from the C-suite, and again, that applies to small, mid-sized businesses as well. Right? The leaders need to buy into it. If that culture isn't there, they're going to go down the wrong path in terms of trying to solve cybersecurity.
And obviously a busy year for cyber criminals this year, which has given you the opportunity to be on the radio and on TV, on the news.
It's been a busy media year for us, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, most recently the Life Labs incident, which you're probably kind of tired of talking about at this point, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think what like you said, it's been with each passing year, it's getting to be a busier and busier year from a cyber criminal perspective. But I think as well, it's important for the public to not become numb to this. It wasn't that long ago that data breaches and cybersecurity stories were not mainstream news material. You've never heard about those types of stories, but now it's become very mainstream. And I think it's important for our viewers and our listeners to understand that they shouldn't become numb to this. And the media is often guilty of over sensationalizing a lot of these stories.
I'm glad you said that.
They need to have a good, calm, reasoned voice to give them the actual facts before jumping to conclusions.
Yes.
So I urge our audience to rely on sort of their steady eddies, which I like to think that we are, to help cut through the hyperbole and get to the facts and help them understand in basic terms, in terms that they will relate to, what is it about this story that they should take away from.
So what would be one message that you could give business owners as they are going into Christmas?
Yeah.
Of course, the cyber criminals are also enjoying Christmas with their families as well. They're definitely not
They
going
had
to
good
attack
bonuses this year.
you personally
Yeah.
or your organization.
Yeah.
Just to put them at ease,
Yeah.
what would you like to say?
I think you were hitting on that theme. I think it's important for them to take this seriously and to not insure this risk away. This isn't something that insurance deals with. This isn't something that your IT MSP deals with. This is something that you as a business leader need to take by the horns and make sure that you provide the right governance and oversight and strategy in terms of how you deal with cyber risk. And if you don't have those skills internally, or if you don't have someone on your board or C-suite who has the capability or the experience to guide you through those waters, you need to rely on trusted third parties. Right? It's not something that you just do off the cuff. So I think it's very, very important that they embrace the fact that 2020 is going to be a worse year in terms of cybercrime, as it has been with each preceding year.
Yes.
I feel like a broken record saying this, but this is the year to take cyber risk seriously.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that Christmas message.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
So we want to say Merry Christmas and thanks for watching. That will wrap up our mini episode today. If you want to check out our other podcasts, you can go to conversationsthatmatter.tv, and we will actually see you next week.